Crafters Bernadette here. Now, I love paper crafting, but I'm not a typical 12 by 12 scrapbooker. So to do a 1 hour challenge is a real tall order for me. But look at this beautiful scrapbook album my husband got me for Christmas. I am a proud Oregon alumni, but I looked at this and I went, what am I going to do with this? Now, I do a couple layouts a year for his mother, who puts her scrapbook pages of her grandkids on display. So I know that's why he thought about it. But look at this beautiful album. It has all the wonderful fun things, pockets and pullouts for it. But it was billed as just add photos, instant scrapbook. And that is not my style. I need something more. But as I looked at these pages, I loved the graphic design. There's some great elements like that epoxy sticker, there's ribbon. So I thought, I've got to just figure out how I'm going to get in here. And instead of just looking at this and my husband going, aren't you sweet, but why did you get this for me? I thought, I'm going to challenge myself to start doing a whole scrapbook and do a whole book of 12 by 12 layouts. So join me as I undertake this challenge to do my first layout in an hour. All right, here are the supplies that I'm going to use. Now, I didn't use everything here, but I did use the Memento inks, stamps, stickles, and then my spray inks from Lindy's Stamp Gang. But one of the things in this month's Creating Keepsakes, I think it's the Scrapbooks, etc. magazine, is about limiting your supplies and sticking with a basic color scheme to help you kind of kickstart your project in an hour, or so you're not spending all day on it. Now, the color scheme was already dictated to me for my school colors. I used Basil Basics cardstock. I didn't even use the white here, but I used that cardstock, and then I pulled out 2 pages. These had some fun elements on it. It's sort of this 3D foam tape element that's really stuck on there. It's part of the paper. That, and then this book plate. And I thought, oh, I gotta get those out of there. And I'm gonna go ahead and start my layout. Oh, can't forget stickers. No mini album or scrapbook album is complete without stickers. So I just began by cutting apart some of the paper. Now, this foam embellishment, I just wanted just the square, so there was no room to get my paper trimmer around there. That's why I'm doing this with the X-Acto blade and my ruler. Now with this paper here, I loved that paper, and those strong graphic lines helps just to begin to dictate to me like the layout that I would choose, sort of the orientation of my photos. And I wanted to get that patterned paper around the plate, so that was nice. I could just fit that one in my trimmer. Now I wanted to put some my Lindy's Stamp Gang ink sprays on here, but I wanted to protect that book plate, so I just used a scrap piece of paper, a little repositionable adhesive, and then went to town. You'll see that I'm only spraying this from one direction. I did turn it around and spray the other direction, and those big kind of drip drops, I love it. Not only does it give a beautiful color and all that shimmer and shine, but it does sort of remind me of raindrops, which is really what Oregon is all about. Now, as you know, a lot of times with your spray inks, it might make the paper curl because that's not very thick cardstock. That's just paper. So I just mounted it on another piece of cardstock to give it some sturdiness. Time to mat some photos. But I didn't want just the plain paper, so I took a piece of scrap cardstock just to mask off my photo area and began to outline the photo with some stickles. Oh, I love that shimmer. That is exactly what I was looking for. And I added stickles to a couple other parts of the project too, just a real quick glimmer and glam. All right, see, my layout is starting to come together. If you're interested in more ideas for 1 hour challenges to keep your scrapbooking simple and so it doesn't go so long, which is obviously what I'm thinking of, you can check out the Creating Keepsakes website, because every Thursday they host a 1 hour scrapbook challenge. and they give you a theme, and then you go to town, and you're supposed to do it within an hour and post it. I've never done that, but I like the idea. Now you can see that this whole layout, because of the paper I'm using, is got a very strong graphic linear quality, but I edge paper or ink my edges or distress them somehow, some way, all my projects. So I just had to add that little border to this. Plus that memento ink is that beautiful pearl. It's like ivy pearl, and it has a real nice shine and iridescence to it in natural light. You can see it really great. Well, things are starting to come together. Now, journaling. I am not one for journaling. Those pages that I do for my mother-in-law, I pretty much don't journal. I put the date and the kids' ages, and that's about it. But this, I needed to tell a little bit of a story, and I wanted to stick within sort of some of the conventions. And I was really happy the way this journal block turned out. It was just one of the photo mats from that paper that I used. And then I would normally not want to write a single word on here in my own handwriting, but in this case too, with my title block, I only had enough room with the stickers that I had to write season. So I took a glaze pen and put in the words, "Oh, what a," just to round out my title. And you can see down in the left corner, I'm going to have a little bit of space. So I broke with the theme a little bit of just keeping those things simple. I had some leftover marabou feathers from a Christmas project. I cut off about a 3-inch straight piece of it, wound it around, put the fabric glue down, made this little paper ribbon, put that Lindy Stamp Gang, the white on it, just so it's beautiful and iridescent, and slipped it under there. The whole idea was to make it like a pom-pom, you know, some dimension. And of course, have to have a sticker. One last little embellishment, and voila, my layout is done. Now, believe it or not, I had some interruptions, but I did get this done in about an hour. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope this gives you just inspiration to tackle something that you normally wouldn't in your crafting, and to let you know that there are a couple ways just to limit your supplies, limit your color scheme, and go for it, and you can do a great layout in an hour too. Thank you so much for watching. I really, it's the inspiration from other YouTube crafters that keeps me going. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks.